This is a call to all men. We are facing a situation. Our world is dominated by women. What we need is a place of our own. What we need is a man cave. A man cave. A man cave. The solution to our problem, guys. Build your own man cave like a man. I'm gonna show you step by step how to make a man cave out of COB. That's right. We'll start off with a crappy shed and we'll turn it into a real cave. Okay, look at this wall right here. It's old and crappy. There's one layer left of the wall here. The outside layer. You have an inside layer and an outside layer. I'm breaking the inside away with one hand, of course. This will leave all these beams exposed, and they need to be painted because if they are covered with COB, they will suffocate. So you can either use primer or burlap. Same result. See all the beams painted with primer. There you go. The sides of the window, we're going to cover that with burlap. Just a strip up against the glass. If you do not own a staple gun, go out and buy one, because a man needs to have his tools. You know what I mean. Why burlap? To make the COB stick to the wood, otherwise it's going to come off. All the windowsill is covered. Now you're going to need this stuff right here. It's a wired fence. I'm going to place it on the beams. The best way to attach this green fence are these things. Remember, preparation is everything. Preparing this wall is a lot of work, but it's all very tight and strong. The wired fence is all over. I left some of the edges sticking out. So what do you need for COB? You need sand and you need clay, straw. The best way to mix my COB is I'll slice pieces off of here and then I'll mix it with sand, and then it'll be easier to cut it to smaller pieces. Then mix it with sand. It doesn't stick together anymore. And then it's easy to chop it up. 50% clay, 50% sand, and then you add water. This is what it looks like. I've put about half of my COB in this wheelbarrow, and I'm going to mix it by hand using as much straw as I can get in there. Straw covered in dirt. Throw it all in a bucket and just stuff it behind the fence and fill it up. It's alright if this stuff sticks out. So that's the beginning of your cave wall. Now we're getting closer to the window. Use less straw, it's gonna stick straight away. While this is drying, you should not forget to ventilate. The wind can blow through because there's a lot of moisture going to come off of this. It's actually 2 months later. This is all solid as a rock. Use a spray to moisten the part you're going to work on, or use a brush. Take a bucket, fill it with water and brush it down. So just the parts where you're going to continue. This is the result of a few hours work. I'm gonna show you the outside. You just yank these off like that. Hey, beautiful. Wow, a nice straight wall. Well, 2 days later, it's finished. Get your crowbar, etc. There you go. All this wood, it's all exposed. We'll have to paint some primer on there. If you're painting, there is no need to be subtle. See how far the COB covers the window, so it's alright if you hit the glass. There's no problem. There. Once you have painted all the sills and all the wood, it's time to prepare the windows. I found a much easier way to attach the wired fence. I'm just using nails. I go like this. Much easier. So on with the cave. This is really helpful. I'm making these sausage rolls and you can pierce them. And it sticks like a maniac. Windows are always most fun. If you want to start covering all this wood, use very sticky stuff with a lot of mud and not so much straw. This will stick really easily. The inside is completely dry. For the next layer on the outside, you're going to need a mixture which is really smooth. Because you're not using any straw, your mix is going to be different. 60 to 70% sand and only 30 to 40% clay. Your mixture is thin and gooey. You're going to need a thing like this and this thing right here. No straw. The best place to start plastering is at the top. For this tutorial we will start halfway. Make sure the wall is wet. Tools are wet all the time. Dip it in the water. Dip this one in the water. Grab your mud. Dip it again. Squeeze it on there. Here you can see that the surface is not very smooth. If you're done for the day, wash and dry your tools, because a man needs clean tools. While the plaster is drying, you will notice that cracks are appearing in your plaster. That is just perfectly normal, and we'll fix that later. You go back outside, this is all dry as well. And you do the same thing over here. Okay, it's actually 3 weeks later. Look at the results. The inside is finished. And of course outside. Isn't that just great? Man, this is your cave. But the outside needs an extra layer. We need to protect the outside against the rain. We're actually going down to the fields to collect the next ingredient. Cow dung. That's right. Find some real cows. Best manure is the one that is recently dropped. So you're going to need field fresh manure. Now this cow just dropped some. Now this right here, this is really fresh. This is what you need. Knock it off. Okay, 1 bucket is enough for now, because it's going to be a very thin layer. Oh. Thanks girls. Make yourself a new batch of cob, 2 parts sand and 1 part clay. The next mix that we will put on the wall is 50-50. 50% cob and 50% manure. Make yourself a nice mixture, but don't touch it, because you won't be able to get the smell off your hands. Now this is what your mixture looks like and smells like, although it's really not that bad. It actually gets a nice sweet smell to it once you apply it to your wall. Don't forget to spray. As you're applying your layer, keep it very thin. Don't use too much. Here you can see how thin this layer actually is. It's maybe 1 millimeter, that's all. While the wall is drying, I have discovered a minor problem. These pieces of clay right here, they tend to come off as they're drying. The next layer will fix that for us, so don't worry. Okay, for the final layer, you're going to need your mixture of COB and manure, 50-50 mixture, a wet rag, and gloves. You're definitely going to need them. Take a little bit of your mix, put it on the rag. Now you're going to rub this on your wall. This will leave a very thin film on the wall. And this will fill up all the cracks. Now this wall does not have many cracks because it's been drying in the shade. If you let your wall dry in the sun, you're gonna get a lot of cracks. That's no good. This is kind of the finale of working on your cave. This is almost done. Well, you can congratulate yourself on a cave well done, because this is the final layer. At the end of the day, it's gonna be dry. So the outside is finished. You're done, man. Can you believe it? It's a lot of work, I know. But remember, take your time. Who cares how long it takes? It took me 2 years to do this. Do it your way. So I wish you good luck, man. Good luck building. Because this is your place. It's your cave. You can do this, man. It's time for us, man, to